Hello there from the LAX airport vicinity, Century Boulevard. They built this stadium, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, so it's convenient for the airport, but it really isn't a happening area of LA, that's for sure. I'm just going to shoot down to SoFi tomorrow. It's going to be about a 10-minute drive. It was a good trip down here to the LA area. It was in Orange County, and some of you might have seen last night. And now, obviously, in LA County, ready to give you my 49ers-Rams prediction. I want to get this in before the World Series starts in about half an hour. I know a lot of college football is going on right now, so maybe some of you are multitasking, TV on one side, YouTube channel on the other. But let's talk a little bit of 49ers Rams from our makeshift studio here at the hotel. By the way, that is the game preview, the observations and the predictions in written form on The Athletic. That is going right into the chat section. It already is in the description. So go ahead and check that out. I'll go through a couple more of the keys from the game. I know that I talked some about them yesterday before I left San Francisco, but going through some of the keys right now cannot hurt again. Key one, Garoppolo must successfully perpetuate the quick game. I talked about the snap to release time. If he can be under 2.5 tomorrow with efficient football, that's going to be great. NFC Championship game, he was at 3.1 because the Rams played that tiger coverage, really shut it down. Aaron Donald even came out this week and said, that's what the Rams need to do defensively is take away the quick game. So McCaffrey's going to feed into that quick game. That's why he's headlining the preview. The 49ers aren't going to have Deebo Samuel, who takes a lot of those wide receiver screens. I think the 49ers had run 32 wide receiver screens already this season. It was a really high amount. They're probably going to have to go to a different kind of screen game, the running back screen game and the outlet game. I mean, if you watch Kurt Warner's breakdown, which was great on YouTube, of the 49ers offense in this past week against Kansas City, the issue with the offense was mainly a schematic one. It was an issue where the 49ers were unable to build in the right hot reads at the right time against that aggressive pressure from Steve Spagnuolo last week. The Garoppolo interception is a great example. Everybody on Twitter wanted to dunk on Garoppolo by saying, oh, he should have found Jeff Wilson, but Jeff Wilson wasn't in the line of the blitz. And your hot read option in the line of the blitz needs to be in the line of the blitz. It can't be a third or fourth read where the quarterback has to turn his back away from the pressure. So Garoppolo made a mistake on that play by not taking a sack or not throwing the ball away, right? But when the best possible outcome is a sack or a throwaway on third down in the red zone, the play call isn't good enough. The play calls need to be better, and the play calls need to have more optionality. The way to avoid the disaster that the 49ers saw with that interception against the Chiefs would have been for George Kittle to have an embedded option on that route to where when he saw that cover zero, pressure, overwhelm left tackle, he could sit down at the goal line and take a quick pass from Garoppolo to beat the blitz instead of running the corner pattern toward the back pylon. That's how you fix situations like that. You give more optionality to the receivers. The route running has there's a greater sense of flexibility to the route running to beat some of these blitzes. And the route running is also sharper so that Jimmy Garoppolo has more places to go. And then Jimmy just can't make a bad situation worse by tossing up the interception, obviously. But if you're Kyle Shanahan and you're the 49ers position coaches, you have to devise better ways for Jimmy Garoppolo to be able to beat some of these blitzes because you know that they're going to be coming against the Rams. You know that the Rams are going to be trying to take away initial options from the 49ers so that Garoppolo cannot accentuate the quick release game, and the 49ers just have to be a step ahead. That offense has to take its next step in cohesiveness against LA to be able to combat what's coming, especially without Deebo Samuel. And that all ties into passing to set up the run. You got to pass to set up the run because the Rams might be stacking that box. In week 4, the 49ers passed very frequently to set up the run early on, and that set up the Jeff Wilson Jr. 32-yard touchdown to open the game. The 49ers don't know what the Rams are going to come out with defensively, so sometimes you need to run to set up the pass. If they're going too high safety, of course, you have to try to churn that run game, and you now have Christian McCaffrey on the team. But if it's anything like what we've seen from the Rams recently against the 49ers, the pass is going to need to be there to set up the run. 49ers in 2021, week 10, they beat the Rams 31-10. Some early Garoppolo passes loosened stuff up. Week 4 this year, same thing. Early Garoppolo passes loosen stuff up, so the 49ers have to be ready for that. 49ers also have to be way more ready defensively than they were last week. They were obliterated last week on the defensive end. It was the worst 49ers defensive performance of the Shanahan era. It was their worst performance since 2006, and that was a really bad 2006 49ers team. They didn't look well coached. They weren't rushing the passer well, but first and foremost, they weren't stopping the run nearly well enough to expect success. Kansas City was able to get some rushing success against the 49ers with some real eye candy, right? They're running some fakes, some motions, and you can bet that Sean McVay is going to try to replicate that, do the same thing. McVay and the Rams may not have the personnel that Kansas City had to be able to expose the 49ers, but they still have Cooper Kupp, and that's the next key. That's key number 4. And I will not write on this screen. I'll just talk about it right now. Cooper Kupp is awesome. 56 catches already this year. He can take handoffs and run. I mean, he sealed a Super Bowl, right, on a handoff play last year. So the Rams have enough to make the 49ers spin a bit if the 49ers aren't disciplined. And they're not going to have Dre Greenlaw too, right? The 49ers. That's on top of the defensive tackle depth issues that they already have. So this is going to be a fight for the 49ers where disciplined football at the line of scrimmage, way more disciplined than last week, is going to be very, very necessary. And then, key 4 was Cooper Kupp. But key 5 is, doesn't matter if you're a star, somebody like Christian McCaffrey, or a depth piece, somebody like Kevin Givens, you have to step up and make plays. You have to step up and make plays. There shouldn't be a question mark there. Maybe maybe that was a Freudian slip because I'm not sure if these guys are going to step up and make plays. But the interior D-line has to overcome its injury weaknesses right now, and it has to step up and make plays. Christian McCaffrey has to pick up the slack for Deebo Samuel. These big games come down to players making plays, and whether it's a star or it's a bench warmer, not even a bench warmer anymore because those defensive tackles have to play. They're rotational guys who are really forced into greater action in this game. Those guys have to step up and make plays. All right. So anyway, 49ers-Rams prediction. That's why we're here, right? I don't think that the 49ers are going to win without Deebo Samuel. I think the Rams beat the 49ers 23-20 tomorrow. I think that this has 3-5 start written all over it for the 49ers. And guess what? They started 3-5 last year as well. Now, would it be nice for the 49ers to win this game? Oh, hell yes, it would be nice for the 49ers to win this game. If they find a way to win tomorrow, they will be 4-4, entering the bye week with 9 to play, essentially controlling their own destiny in the NFC West, and they will be 3-0 against the NFC West, right? Because they've already beaten the Seahawks once and the Rams twice if they beat the Rams tomorrow. So tomorrow's game, I believe there's like a 66% playoff chance by Football Outsiders if the 49ers win, and it dips down to 33% if they lose. So tomorrow's game is not must win. You can't say anything's must win this early, but it is pivotal. It's pivotal for their chances moving forward. I just think that without Deebo Samuel, who's been such an enforcer against the Rams in recent games, the 49ers don't have the advantage. They also don't have the same advantage that they had last time against the Rams up front because LA's getting their center, Brian Allen, back. They're on their third-string center in week 4. That was bad news. And left tackle's better without Joe Noteboom, who gave up 8 pressures but tore his Achilles later on. Against the 49ers, he gave up those 8 pressures, tore his Achilles the last time out for the Rams. They're going to be moving Alaric Jackson, who's probably their best pass protector, to left tackle. So between center and left tackle, that's 12 of the 49ers' 35 pressures in that week 4 game that aren't there anymore. Do the 49ers still get a lot of pressure? Probably. But do they get 35 pressures and 7 sacks this time? It's going to be a lot harder. There's a ton of pressure the other way, just more pressure from the symbolic sense, right, on Jimmy Garoppolo and this offense to finally click and get this done so this prediction doesn't come true. Roster moves today for the 49ers a little bit earlier today. This might excite some people. T.Y. McGill, the defensive tackle on their practice squad, who had 3.5 sacks for Minnesota this offseason, he's up. He's going to be a temporary elevation for this game. So maybe the 49ers do get some help on this front right here. I wrote about the 49ers struggling without Eric Armstead. Oh, look, Access All the Athletic. You could save 50% on your first year. Maybe we should advertise that. Anyway, this is the article from then. 49ers are struggling without Eric Armstead's massive impact on run defense. It's that defensive tackle position that has been compromised. And the 49ers have called up T.Y. McGill from the practice squad to try to buoy the interior there with Akeem Spence. Gary Hyder Jr. maybe getting some snaps. Obviously, Kevin Givens, who has played some of his good games against the Rams. Tay Martin also called up. Jawan Jennings is questionable for this game. We already know Deebo Samuel's out. Jennings is questionable. So I'm not sure if Tay Martin is going to play for sure. Remember last week, Dante Johnson got called up but was inactive because they got both Hufanga and Charvarius Ward back. But Tay Martin's a smooth route runner, 6'3", rookie, Washington State, Oklahoma State in college. He moves well, and he would be an exciting player to see out there for the 49ers to see his progress if they do need him. So he's another practice squad activation. And the 49ers also promoted Willie Snead from the practice squad to the 53-man. So you can be essentially assured that Willie Snead will get at least some special team snaps tomorrow with Deebo Samuel for sure out. 49ers, to make room for Snead, they waived the offensive lineman Blake Hance. Hance had played some right tackle, but he had been usurped on the depth chart. He came in, 49ers weren't happy about a pressure he gave up against the Atlanta Falcons. So then Daniel Brunskill moved the right tackle. That was after McGlinchey went down. So Hance no longer part of the 49ers, but these were the roster moves on Saturday. Sunday is game time. And I think this is the first time I'm predicting the Niners to lose. I mean, my record hasn't been good this year. I don't think anybody's record predicting this team has been good this year. It just feels like this week, the 49ers, that Deebo injury, they might be a little bit shorthanded, a little too shorthanded to win this game. But hey, 3 points, it's a tiny margin, right? 1 point is the spread right now, 49ers favored. That's a small margin. Anything can happen tomorrow. That's why it's still a question. Will the 49ers beat the Rams? We will find out on Sunday. So everybody like the video, sub to the channel. We'll talk to you all soon. Maybe have a little Q&A later tonight when I get back in from watching the World Series. If you see me in LA tonight, go ahead and say hi. I know there are a ton of 49ers fans here. They're expecting over 60% of SoFi Stadium tomorrow to, again, be 49ers fans. They call it Levi's South. So hopefully see some of you out tonight. Don't be shy. Come up, say hi, and be sure that you tune in a little bit later if you're not still out at the bar. If I come back on, I don't know. If tonight doesn't get crazy, we'll be back on YouTube Live. Tonight can always get crazy. It is LA, and it's an afternoon game tomorrow. So we have plenty of time to recover, right? All right, everybody enjoy. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you all soon.